We will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
President Biden vowing retribution for ISIS terrorists responsible for killing 13 U.S. service members in Kabul after his disastrous withdrawal led to one of the most tragic outcomes imaginable, the deadliest day in 10 years for American forces in Afghanistan. With 4 days to go until August 31st, things aren't getting any better. America is still relying on the Taliban for protection. The White House has been warned that another attack in Kabul is likely, and the State Department says they're in contact with approximately 500 Americans in Afghanistan who want to leave the country. Here's General Jack Keane ripping into Biden.
This date certain that the president announced going back in April has been fundamentally flawed right from the beginning, and strategically it has cost us so much. All of this has been pushed too quickly, and the results have been horrible. Now we've got a date certain, supposedly, to take our people out. But we're going to walk out of here on the 31st, and we know full well what we're doing. We are leaving American citizens, likely by the hundreds.
Yesterday, Joe Biden blamed Donald Trump for the disaster in Afghanistan, but the former president returned fire on Hannity last night.
It's a tough call, and it started out by saying that they will be hit harder than any country has ever been hit in the history of the world if they do anything, and in particular kill our soldiers or even try to kill our soldiers. And even Biden admitted today that the reason they didn't kill any soldiers, and we haven't lost soldiers in many, many months because of the agreement that we signed, because I wanted to get out. I wish we never went in. Because of what they're doing, we're leaving in disgrace. We could have left with great dignity. We had them totally under control. Every time we saw movement, we'd hit them with an F-18, and the movement stopped.
And just to underscore how dire the situation is, many people still trapped in Afghanistan have come to terms with the idea that they won't get out alive.
I know that I'm going to get killed. I'm going to die for good thing. What I did, I will never regret it because I have tried to help people.
Let's go ladies first today. KDP, your reaction to all you've seen in the last 24 hours.
Well, in terms of people getting out, the White House is now shifting the goalposts again on that. So a couple of weeks ago, they said anybody who wants to get out will be able to get out, which is also a way for them to evade responsibility for when people couldn't get out and were getting stuck at Taliban checkpoints, getting their documentation ripped up, whether it was American citizens getting beaten by the Taliban or if it was SIV applicants and people who are already eligible to come here. Now we're hearing that the United States will no longer have a diplomatic process or function on the ground when we leave on August 31st. So the question now is, well, how are you going to get Americans out of the country if you don't have a military presence, you don't have a diplomatic presence, and you're relying on the Taliban to kind of facilitate getting these people out? So that's the first thing. The idea that we are even contemplating leaving Americans behind is a new thing to, I think, the American ethos. And I think it's absolutely despicable that that's even on the table, rather than saying we will not leave until we get every single person out. So that's where they are on that. In terms of the attack that they keep warning about and the response that the president promised, not just yesterday, but over the course of the last week, to retaliate against any kind of attack on American forces or troops. Well, the time for that is now. The time is not to say, well, another terrorist attack may happen, because it determines deterrence. So they could, it's 1:30 a.m. in Kabul. Hopefully there's planning going on and people may be out right now conducting those retaliatory attacks. But this idea that we're sitting back and saying we're going to allow the Taliban to continue doing security and maybe we'll see another terrorist attack rather than acting immediately for deterrence says quite a lot about where we are in terms of our strength in the position.
And that's because we don't have another choice, Richard. We've boxed ourselves in and now have to rely on our enemy, the Taliban, to run point for our airport.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an unfortunate situation that we are relying on the Taliban and not an Afghan government that we spent 20 years propping up. But how we got here was on February 2020, we started negotiating with the Taliban and we excused the Afghan government from those negotiations. Now, don't get me wrong. Joe Biden mangled this withdrawal, but he was put into a corner when he got in there. And he should have said at the beginning, I'm not going to abide by any dates. I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure and take as long as I need to get all the Americans out. But it's worth pointing out that in this 2020 agreement, we released 5,000 Taliban fighters, that American troops put in jail for doing bad things, right? Terrorists, by any stretch or means of the imagination, we released them from jail. They're now fighting against us and, quote unquote, guarding the airports and guarding American troops. And I think it's also important to realize that the Pentagon, as well as the State Department, as well as our intelligence agencies, have to be very strategic about the next move that we make when it comes to retaliating against ISIS-K. Why? Because we have military troops on the ground. And we want to be sure that we don't lose. We've already lost 13 military troops. I don't want to lose another one because we made a faulty decision. So we've got to get everybody we can get out as fast as we can. And with that being said, this White House has gotten over 100,000 people out in less than 10 days.
Those people are not Americans for the majority of them, by the way.
The vast majority.
Yeah, vast majority.
But it's also worth pointing out that there has been warnings over and over and over again given out. No, I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm saying there's been warnings given all over and over again to Americans saying you've got to get out because the situation, at some point in time, we are leaving.
Oh, so that's interesting, though. So if there were warnings for months that they had to get out ASAP, and the embassy couldn't help them get out ASAP, then why was Joe Biden telling the American people everything's fine?
I'm not denying that Joe Biden screwed this up.
The Afghan army is going to be great, and the Taliban wasn't going to quickly take over. Can't have both things, Richard.
Shame on this government. Shame on this government because the messaging has been, you guys, we told you it was really dangerous. Anyone who's in Afghanistan, they know how dangerous it is, all right? They've known that for some time. You don't try and get out 100,000 or 500,000 people in 2 weeks. That is completely irresponsible. It is totally untenable. And then you have the Secretary of State blaming people. He's blaming Americans. And then you have the administration saying, well, you know what? Every once in a while, we leave something behind. We're talking about this before the show. Like, yeah, you know, when I moved from one house to another, there was a broken lamp, so I didn't pack it in the U-Haul. That you cannot do that with American lives. I don't trust this government. I don't think they're listening to the people that they should. I think they are abandoning and stranding people who are brave and deserve to be saved, and they're not. I don't think they have a strategy. They don't have any plans. They don't know what they're doing. And this, you know, if this is not the undoing of this presidency, I don't want to see how bad it gets.
And Hemmer had the agreement on set yesterday, Gutfeld. It was conditions-based.
Yeah.
Biden could have got out of it. Trump said he could have moved it. It was all about meeting those conditions. He wasn't locked in.
That's why the comparison doesn't work, because that was actually had conditions that are now missing. I'm not calling for an impeachment at all, but I love how the media is already scolding people for bringing up impeachment. In fact, saying that, how dare you cheapen the process. This is from the same people who screamed impeachment for 4 years, who impeached Trump over a phone call. You tell me that this is less egregious than a phone call? Dead Americans? That's crazy. But the problem why I'm not for impeachment, there's no one to replace him. Kamala, give me a break. There'd be a crisis dinner every night, crisis meals every day. But what does this tell you in a bigger picture? Is that this pitiful woke embrace by the Democrats have destroyed their party. You can't lead a country if you believe the country is racist, is guilty of the original sin of racism. You can't lead a country if you abdicate the responsibilities of the survival of a government, which is immigration and law enforcement. It's all connected. The abdication of responsibility during the riots, the denigration of the police, the conflation of the immigration process to racism leads to a feeble foreign policy in which only a feeble response is the right one, because you do not have the moral authority to actually exercise the right choices. The Democrats, however, I mean, this is where I'm going to defend Joe Biden. You can't.
We got to go to commercial break. I'm sorry.
But I think you'll like my defense.
Okay.
This is on the Democrats and the media, not Joe Biden. Joe Biden was chosen by them to beat Trump, and they knew his state. They knew he couldn't lead, but they assumed win first, worry about whether he can lead later. So now they're left holding the bag. You can't yell at Joe. You got him in there, right? So they wanted Joe to win, not govern. And now he has to govern, and he can't. That's where we are. That's why we're all scared. We're going like, okay, this was all this political thing, hiding the Hunter Biden laptop story, the entire cabal of all these institutions working to get him elected, and then lying about this consensus which is, again, is ridiculous. But anyway, that's my defense of Joe Biden. I think you'd be pleased with it.
Well, you can tell the media is guilty. You can see it written all over their face.